Hey guys.
I got it, thank you.
All right. Hey guys, come on in. So I'm gonna go live on Instagram. I'll tell Instagram to come on YouTube, and then I'm gonna go live on TikTok. Because one of the girls sent me a message. You don't go live on Instagram? Like, not really. You can't, you could go live, right? Hey guys. Share this with 5 people. So what I'm gonna do right now is send this link out to people on Instagram. So I'm gonna tell Instagram, and then I'm gonna go live on TikTok. So TikTok, I make money on TikTok, right? So let me send this out, and let me know where you guys are coming in from. How's your day going? How is your Monday going so far? Remember, guys, I am going live Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Okay, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. I'm gonna be consistent with you guys. Okay, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Okay, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. All right, so I'm gonna send this out to Instagram. Okay, make sure you guys come on. Make sure you share this with at least 5 people. Let me see. Instagram. I'm gonna go live on Instagram, then I'm gonna go live on TikTok. So let me go live on Instagram. I'm gonna tell Instagram to come over here on YouTube, okay? All right. Let me see who comes on because I never go live on Instagram. But hey guys, let me know you guys are coming in from. Today is a great day. You woke up. God woke you up this morning. You're here. You're alive, right? Hopefully you're well. And you're ready to get your day, started. Whether you got a job, whether, you have a business, whatever it is, right? All right, let me go live on Instagram and let me tell the Instagrammers. Let me tell the Instagrammers that we here, okay? So let me know you guys are coming in from. Okay, let me know where you guys are coming in from. And I go live Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Okay. So the goal of this is to help people to be thinking about their money, right? Thinking about building wealth, thinking about understanding your money, thinking about understanding how to get, yourself to the next level, right? So I'll go live on YouTube, right? Every week, okay? Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. We're focusing on your money. So, guys, on Instagram, I post a link so you guys can come over to YouTube. That's where I will be live at, and I want you guys to come over, there to YouTube. We go live Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. We talk about money, okay? And we talk about how to build wealth, okay? How to focus on building wealth, right? How do we put ourselves in position to continue winning, and how can we help others, right? Because it's not enough just to say, I want to make money, or, I want to be able to build wealth, but how can we help other people? Okay. How can we help other people also get themselves in position also, friends, to win, right? So, God gives us the ability to build wealth, right? The Bible talks about that. Unfortunately, there's too many people in the world right now who are suffering, right? The government workers right now, a lot of them are upset, right? Because they're not getting paid. And some of them still got to go to work and not get paid. I'm not interested in going to work and not get paid. I'm not. Like, definitely a job that I really don't like. I'm definitely not interested in going to work and not getting paid. So I go live Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Okay, you can follow me over here, guys, because I go live on TikTok too. All right, so follow me on my YouTube channel. okay, at Coach Tanisha Marie. Okay, I hardly go live on Instagram. I go live on YouTube 3 times a week. Okay. And then on TikTok sometimes, right? But YouTube is my baby. YouTube is where, people are at, where I like to go live at. And I like to, talk about money. All right. So if you guys are not over here on YouTube, make sure you guys come over here. Okay. So every week we're focusing on money. And if you guys don't have my book, which is the ABCs of Wealth Building for Children, okay, the ABCs of Wealth Building for Children, make sure you get that, right? So my whole goal is to help us to get ahead, right? And we got to start with our children, right? We got to start with our children. Now, if your mother didn't teach you anything about wealth building, if your dad didn't teach you anything about wealth building, the school system we know didn't teach us anything about wealth building, then it's up to us, right? It's up to us to want to build wealth, right? And again, it takes a certain type of person to want to build wealth, right? Everybody can't do it. Everybody can't go. Everybody can't get rich. Everybody can't make money. Some people are just designed to stay at their job and complain, right? But it takes a certain type of person to say, you know what? I'm sick of this. I don't want to be like this. I don't want to do this. I want more for my family. I want more for the people around me, right? I don't want to just have money when I get paid. I don't want to just have money, right? When tax season comes around, right? I want to have money every day, every hour, every second, every minute, every month, every year, every quarter. I want to have money, guys, every time I turn around. But how do we get ourselves in that position? All right, guys. So Instagram at Coach Shanisha Marie. Follow me over there on YouTube. So I'm ending the live over here on Instagram. So I'm ending the live on Instagram. Okay. Ending the live over here. And then I'm going live. Okay. I'm going live on TikTok. Okay. So let me hit up TikTok. TikToky. Okay. TikTok. We're about to go live over here on TikTok. Okay. So I got TikTok rolling. All right. So let's get into it, right? So making money. Making money. So this week we're focusing on making money. Okay. Last week's we focused on investing. We focused on a stewardship. We focused on saving. This week, let's focus on making money, right? And it's the perfect topic to talk about, right? Everybody is interested in making money, right? My whole brand is financial literacy, right? And wealth building, right? We must get into that, right? So, how do you make money, right? Now, school taught us to go to school, get a job, and hopefully everything works out, right? This is what school taught us about money, right? The school never taught us about balancing a checkbook, which you don't even need to know how to do that no more. Like, you don't even need to know how to balance a checkbook anymore, right? But school didn't teach us the value of a quarter. They didn't teach us the value of a dollar. They didn't teach us the value, right, of ourselves. Like how do we as a person, right, scale our knowledge, right? Just go to school, get in debt, get in debt, get in debt, get in debt, and then get any job when we get out of school, right? Because now you're so desperate to pay back your student loan, it's like whatever job takes me or whatever job I apply for, that's the one I'm going to get, right? But we really don't supposed to live like this, right? We're supposed to live life with purpose, right? We're supposed to live life with purpose. Hey guys, hey guys, hey guys. Let me know where you guys are coming from and share this with at least 5 people. The last 5 people that you text. I go live Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays to help you focus on your money, help you focus on your business, help you focus on wealth building, right? And if you guys don't know me, I'm Coach Tanisha. Welcome to my channel. I've been an entrepreneur for over a decade. I've been an Amazon seller for over a decade. I've been an affiliate marketer for over a decade. My background is digital marketing. I got into coaching when people started asking me, things about certain business things. And, I started creating courses, and this is how I became a coach. Now I have the name Coach Tanisha. Everybody calls me Coach Tanisha. I help people fix their credit. I help people get business funding. I help people write ebooks. I help people change their mindset, about money. I work in the school system. I contract with the different schools, and I make money literally selling my brain cells, which is talking about financial literacy to the teachers, principals, parents, and the children. And I teach from this book, right? So I have a program called the ABCs of Wealth Building, all right? I have a book. The book is in Spanish. I have a workbook, and we're working on a coloring book right now. Okay. So this is a whole program, guys, that I want to get my book in every school. Okay. So how does this thing work? Right. Now that we're all adults and we need to get ahead. Right. And we already know what's not working, right? We already know going to school and, getting a job is not working. Because how many people right now are working a job and can't get ahead? How many people are working a job right now, friends, and they can't get ahead? Right? They cannot get ahead, right? So that doesn't work anymore, friends. This does not work, guys. Hey, guys, on TikTok and YouTube, it's not working anymore, right? Going to school, getting a job is not working anymore because people have to work over and over and over and over and over and overtime and more hours just to maintain the same lifestyle, right? So people are getting exhausted with working. People are getting exhausted with inflation. People are getting exhausted with high prices, right? People are getting exhausted, right? With not being able to get ahead. People are getting exhausted. So people are committing suicide. People are literally, losing their minds, losing their houses, losing their families, losing their marriages. People are losing everything right now, right? So we got to now look at the world, right? And this is what I do, right? I look at the world and I say, okay, there's different class systems, right? There's a class system, right? Of course, there's poor and rich, but there's a class system, right? The class system is either you're poor, and you depend on the government, you don't work or anything, you depend on the government, which is poverty. Then you're poor, the working poor. There's something called the working poor, right? People are working and they're living check to check. And if you are living in America, you making anything under $100,000, according to the American standards, you're considered the working poor. It's sad, under 100 grand. You think 100 grand is a lot of money, but living in America is not. Right now, in other countries, definitely 100 grand could get you somewhere. But in America, and then taxes is high. So if you're making 100 grand on your job, and the government takes 40% in taxes, you're only bringing home $60,000, right? So you got people in poverty who depends on the government, right? Then you got the working poor under 100,000, right? Then you got the middle class, which the middle class is done, right? That's people making over 100,000, I think, to like 1 million. And then you got the rich people, right? Rich people who are making over $1 million. And then of course you have literally a handful of wealthy people that controls everything in the world, right? So this is economics, which should have been taught in school, right? This is economics, right? This is something that should have been taught in school, and it was not, right? We should have known about poverty, working poor, middle class, rich, and wealthy, right? These classes. So you got to say, which class was I born into, right? If you guys want to leave some comments, which class in the society was you born into? Is it poverty, where your family for years depended on the government for everything? their Medicaid, their rent, their food stamps, food, everything, schooling, and that was your family. Nobody was educated, right? Nobody did anything but just depend on the government, Section 8 and all that, right? So that's one class. Then you have the working poor. You're making under $100,000, right? You probably went to college, you got a degree or you probably got a skill, but being that you didn't get any financial education, now you're living check to check, right? Now every time you get paid, you're broke. Then you got to wait 2 weeks to get paid again because you're broke and you didn't get any financial education. Then there's the middle class over 100,000, whether it's the doctors, the lawyers, the cops, the correction officers, the nurses, people that come from skilled jobs and their family, right, had skilled jobs, right? Now you were a little bit better, but if inflation and rent went up every single year, right, and your paycheck was going down every year, it's easy to slip into the working poor. It's easy to slip into poverty, right? And then you got the rich people making over $1 million, and then you got the wealthy people, which is like a handful of families that control everything, right? So I was born into the working poor class, right? Meaning some people had degrees, some people didn't, some people were trying to get by, some people wasn't, some people, were robbing, some people were selling drugs, like all of that stuff, right? It wasn't until I got into high school when I started to realize, right, that, there's different classes of people, right? Everybody's not poor, everybody's not rich, right? There's different classes, but we all live amongst each other, right? We all live amongst each other. Hey guys, on TikTok, share this with at least 5 people, the last 5 people that you text, the last 5 people that you text, right? So there's different classes, right? So now as we get older, we become adults, we start to understand money, we start to understand how the world is working, we understand government, we start to understand, being a parent, being a mother, being a wife, being a worker, being a daughter. We start learning, right? All of these things, right? We learn all of these things. Now we get to say to ourselves, I was born in poverty, but my family, right, is going to come from riches and wealth because I'm going to set myself up, right? So again, I was born into the working poor. Everybody had a job. Everybody was, going to college. Everybody, was, trying to, get ahead, but everybody was also broke. Everybody got to borrow money from this person, from that person, so they can have some money until payday, right? So that's like the working poor, and the working poor class has gotten bigger. Poverty has gotten bigger, right? There's more people that's poor. There's more people that's in poverty right now in America. And it's so sad because in America, right, there shouldn't be, right? With all the wealth that America has, there shouldn't be so many poor and people in poverty. Guys, hit the like button on YouTube and share this with at least 5 people, that the last 5 people that you text, okay? So there shouldn't be all these working poor people and these people in poverty in America, but it is, right? The rich gets richer, the poor gets poorer, right? So how do we start to get ahead, right? We got to understand that the world is ran by small businesses and big businesses, right? The world, friends, is ran by small businesses and big businesses. If you guys didn't know that, now you know. The world is ran by small businesses and big businesses, right? So if you have a job, you're working for either a for-profit big business, a non-profit big business, or small for-profit or small non-profit business. That's it, right? You work for that, right? So the world is ran by business. The world is ran by entrepreneurs. The world is innovative or is innovative because of entrepreneurs and small businesses. So Once we discover this, then we need to put ourselves in position to have a business, right? Because you can't hand your job down to your children, right? Now, if you're a teacher, you may encourage your child to be a teacher. If you're a cop, you may encourage your child to be a cop, but you cannot hand down your job to your child, right? But you can hand down your business, right? So, my book, after I die, because we all gonna die, nobody's getting out of here alive, right? We all gonna die someday, right? Some are gonna die sooner than later, right? But my book will outlive me, right? So my book is a part of my legacy, right? My children can take over the proceeds from my book, right? See, I want to position myself, right? So that I can stay in position, so that I can be in position, so that I can always be in position, right? I don't want to ever be out of position. They said over 300,000 Black women lost their jobs last year or this year, right? They need to put themselves in position, right? So they can be in position, so they can stay in position. And the way that you do that, guys, is through business, right? We need to start being creative, right? We need to start being creative, right? What are we creating for ourselves and the next generation? What are we creating, right? If we know business, the world is ran by small businesses and large businesses, then why aren't we starting businesses? You need a business, right? You need a business. There's so many things. You can ask Chat GPT. You can tell them what you're interested in and ask them, what business can I start or create with my skills? Right? There's so many things, right? So for me, right, I focus on wealth building, right? I focus on books, right? Helping people write books. I focus on wealth building, making money, right? So now, guess what? My business is also focused on making money and wealth building. I'm going to talk about money forever. I'm going to talk about money to the day I die. I'm going to talk about money to everybody. Okay? Making money is a thing, right? Outside of your job, right? So you need a business, okay? So it doesn't matter if you're 55, it doesn't matter if you're 25, it doesn't matter if you're 15, it doesn't matter if you're 80. Everybody has the ability to build wealth. Everybody has the ability to get started doing something, be creative, and start winning, right? Everybody has the opportunity, friends. Everybody has the opportunity, right? We only stop ourselves because we don't believe in ourselves, right? We only stop ourselves because we don't believe in ourselves, right? So I started a business over a decade ago. I was sick and tired of working my job. I was a social worker. I hated that job. I hated going to work. I hated looking at my supervisor. I had like a dummy for a supervisor, right? She was not helpful. She was not supportive at all. I went to school, got my bachelor's degree. It took me 6 years to get a 4-year degree because I didn't know, right? I had to keep switching majors, right? And then when I got out, now I was almost $30,000 in debt. So I needed a job that was going to pay me more than 30,000. I knew that. So my job was paying me about 35,000, but what I didn't understand is taxes. Right? So yeah, my job was paying me $35,000 a year, which is no money. And you got kids to take care of and everything else, right? 35,000 a year, and taxes back then was probably about 25-30%. And if the government taking most of my money, I ain't got no money. So to pay something back, I still didn't have any money, right? So I hated being broke. I hated not having money. Right? I hated it, friends. And then once I got fired from my job, it's like the world opened up for me, right? I started learning new skills. I got into real estate, buying homes, wholesaling homes. I got into affiliate marketing. I started understanding marketing online, digital marketing. I wrote my first ebook in 2017. Now I was able to put myself in position to make money all the time. I'm still getting paid from stuff I did in 2017. I'm getting paid now. Still, 10 years later, right? But I'm putting myself in position. And a lot of people are not in position, friends. So I want you guys, for some homework, to think about some businesses that you can start, right? And the easiest business, guys, is to start is something that you are already doing. What is something that you are already doing, right? And I'm looking to help 100 women in 2025 get their credit right, start budgeting, start setting up emergency fund, right? Start their business, right? And also get some business funding, because business funding is a wealth hack, right? That's a wealth hack, right? To get some business funding for yourself to be able to go grow whatever business you want to grow. Okay. So think of some businesses that you can start today, right? You could start a digital business. You could write you a book. You could start cooking. You could start crocheting, right? Literally, guys, you can start anything. You can start a tutoring business. If you're retired, you can start a business on, anything that you feel is good. You can start a whole YouTube channel. YouTube can pay you some money, right? I mean, the list goes on and on. My favorite business is affiliate marketing, right? I love affiliate marketing because now I can get paid for referring people. Guess what? And it's passive residual income, right? I can get paid to refer people to buy my book, to shop with my Amazon store, to shop on my TikTok and get paid for it, right? And I can get paid over and 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 over again, right? And I don't have to worry about the government being furloughed. I don't have to worry about the government shutting down. I don't have to worry about pandemic, none of that, right? Because once you put yourself in position, you be in position, right? So the easiest business to start is affiliate marketing. It's no money to start, right? People always say to me, they don't have money to start, right? It takes courage. It takes guts for someone to want to keep going, right? It's not just start a business. It's continuing the business. It's continuing to move. It's continuing to pivot. It's continuing to, keep yourself motivated to want to do it. How many businesses started in COVID and right now they're out of business? Too many businesses started in COVID, right? I helped a lot of people start businesses in COVID. And guess what? A lot of them, 90% of people are out of business right now, right? Because again, it takes a certain type of person, friends, to win. It takes a certain type of person to win. And if you're not interested in losing friends, if you're not interested and being criticized because you're going against the grain, then this ain't for you, right? Starting business and building wealth is not for the faint of heart, right? Plenty of my family members cut me off, and I cut plenty of them off, right? They want to stay in poverty, they want to stay broke, they want to stay destitute, they want to stay down and out. Y'all stay over there. Don't even come to my house. Don't come to me. Right? Again, you can't help everybody, right? Again, the easiest business to start is affiliate business, right? And if you guys don't have my Amazon book, I have it on my channel. And basically, I break down what you guys need to do to start putting yourself in position. If you're already shopping on Amazon, then why not make money? You're already spending money with Amazon. If you're spending money with Amazon, you might as well get the Amazon stock. Why not? Why not get the Amazon stock? You're already spending money with Amazon. Now, let Amazon give you some money, right? It's like, to me, right? To me, it makes too much sense. But to some people, it don't make no sense, right? Like, why would I invest in Amazon, right? When you already buying from Amazon? Like, to me, that makes too much sense. Makes too much sense, right? If Amazon, if you're paying Amazon, why can't Amazon pay you? right? My daughter who's 16 got Amazon stock. My daughter who's 23 has Amazon stock. I have Amazon stock. My husband has Amazon stock. We all shop with Amazon, right? So why not have Amazon pay us too? Right? So you could start an affiliate company. You could start investing, right? In Amazon if you're shopping. I have my book on Amazon. You can get the book. And also have the course. So for the month of October, if you buy the book, then you'll be able to get the course for $67. You just use the code passive income. Okay, so now you'll be able to learn a new skill. You're able to learn about investing in Amazon stock. You'll be able to learn about digital marketing, and now you will have the whole course where I pack it with a whole bunch of other things that can help you also make money and put yourself in position. Okay, so make sure you guys are following me on Instagram. Make sure you guys are following me here on YouTube at Coach Tanisha Marie. I go live Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays for about 20-30 minutes. I don't want to be long, right? Because people's attention span is short, right? Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays for about 20-30 minutes just to help you get your money together, get your mind together so that you can really start winning, friends, in this world. We only got 3 months left in 2025. We only got 3 months left, friends, in 2025. 2026 is literally around the corner. You got to start now in order for you to have a better future. You can't start in the future and say, I want to have a better future. You start now, right? When you get married, you plan years ahead or months ahead, right, to get married, right? You don't plan the day of to get married, right? When you're trying to go to college, you plan ahead, right? So the same thing in wealth building, you plan for this. You get started for this. And now you're able to be in position, put yourself in position, and put your family in position to win. All right, guys. So happy Monday. Have a marvelous Monday, and I'll see you guys on Wednesday.